Oh, well, I mean, I know the fellas are excited, to play a game in front of our fans and um, hit somebody else, and they're probably tired of hearing my voice. But I mean, practices have been well, no major injuries. Guys have done a really good job of competing and getting better, a little bit better every day. And we obviously everybody saw the Louisville score last night, so it's always good to get a attention getter. That man, these teams they're coming in because they're trying to get a win. And we have to respect our opponents, and regardless of the name on the front, and we want to be the aggressor and the team that's the hungriest. So looking forward to it. I'm like I go from being nervous to being excited to you can feel like it's coming, and so I'm trying not to let it impact the way we approach practice or how I deal with people, and so that's been quite interesting.
Thank you, Coach. We'll start with questions. The first one goes to Tim Fitzgerald.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Doing well.
You didn't have a media day, and I'm just wondering if this was to make sure you're using your practice time for practice and not kind of getting those hours in on, talking to guys like this. What were your thoughts behind that?
Well, first thing is I didn't know it was a requirement.
It's not.
And I thought the Big 12 was our media day, and really we got so much to do, and just trying to keep that time that we get with them real sacred and together and moving in the right direction.
Okay, with that in mind, what is the kind of place this team's in right now? Still, you got to see them in the game to kind of get a better evaluation.
Yeah, I like our talent. I think we've got some talent. I think we've got some competitive guys. I think we've got some guys who have won and know how to win. And so, and they get along. So I like the group.
How challenging has it been to take all those different pieces coming from different directions, different programs, different philosophies, and trying to get them into what Jerome Tang wants the basketball team to look and feel like?
I think that's the key, how quickly they can figure out what it is that I consider good basketball, and because there's a lot of ways, like we always say, there's a lot of ways to get to 4. So 2 + 2, 2 × 2, 3 - 1, 3 + 1. And no one way is more right than the other. It's just how do we want to do it, and how do me and the staff see us accomplish and get into 4, and the guys understanding that. So that's going to take some time.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim. Next question to Todd Lebo, WHB in Kansas City.
Hey, Coach, I wonder, we haven't seen a Jerome Tang team yet, right? So if people are watching this tomorrow night and things are going well, what's that look like? What are people going to look at and say that's the way you want basketball to be played?
We are guarding, we're rebounding, and we're sharing the ball, taking practice shots.
And you mentioned the guys are fired up about this. How fired up and excited are you for your first time on the sideline in the first seat with your program, even though it's not a real game yet? No,
it's real. It's real, because y'all gonna write real articles if we don't win this thing, right? So it's real, and I am excited. I'm excited. I'm nervous. Just all like I don't like what shows up on the scoreboard and whether the ball goes in the hole. That's it's going to happen some nights and it's not going to happen some nights. I just want to see our guys like really, really compete and share the ball. We do those two things, it would be steps in the right direction.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
I should say share the ball with us, not with the other team.
Thanks, Todd. Next question to Everson from the Manhattan Mercury.
Hey, Coach, how are you doing?
Doing well, Tim.
Starting lineup wise, has that kind of been drawn up yet, or is that going to be more of a decision for tomorrow?
Again, I am not married to a starting lineup, so it's the guys who compete the hardest and during the week in preparation. And so, I know there's still a couple guys out there that it's close with, and sometimes I just don't like guys being comfortable, thinking they can, so every day. And I learned this from Dave Aranda, and I think I've heard Coach Kleiman say it a couple of times that, every week's a new week, we're a new team, and so after every game we start over, and you gotta bring it, right? And as we build to where we want to get to. And don't know the starting lineup right now, but pretty honing in on it.
And then are there any guys that you're looking more for a red shirt situation this year, or is that another kind of decision for a little later down the road?
Well, it's going to have to happen after this exhibition. And, the good problem we have right now when you're building a program, thinking big picture, is when you're wondering, man, I don't know if we're going to be able to redshirt these guys because they're doing so well. And those are the guys that you want to redshirt. Is you want to be able to redshirt good players. You don't redshirt bad ones. And so both Dorian and Taj have had us as a staff wondering, can we, or can they contribute to winning right now? But, I firmly believe that Taj, Dorian at 22 are better than Taj and Dorian at 18. And so I wouldn't want to burn this year for either one of them. Unless it was good business for both of us. It's good for them. They're playing consistent minutes and they're helping us win. And, and we're able to win games. That would be, that's the tough question we're having to dig through as a staff right now.
Thanks, Jerome. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Next question to Kellis Robinette from the Kansas City Star.
Hey, Jerome, thanks for doing this. I know in the past you said we'll, focus on defense and we'll figure offense out when the season gets going. Do you know yet what kind of your identity is going to be when you got the ball in your hands?
We're going to throw it to the open person and take practice shots. That's a simple. Basketball is very simple, right? It's just hard to do simple. And our goal is to do simple better than everybody else. And if we will shoot practice shots, we're going to be pretty good. It's when we take shots that aren't practice shots that, that's what's going to hurt your team. And so getting everybody to buy in to moving the basketball, moving their bodies and letting the open guy take the shot. That's what's going to come down to.
How much development have you seen out of Desi Sills since he joined your program?
Oh man, there's been a blessing. First of all, he's a winner and a competitor. And he really knows how to communicate out on the basketball court. And his energy level is contagious. And you just seen, just multiple guys' competitiveness and energy is picked up since Desi's been here. And, part of that is that, we have another guard, which means somebody's going to have to be on the bench when Desi's on the floor. And so that stirs the competitive juices, really well. But I'm so excited to have Desi on the team.
And one more for you. What's the main thing you stress with your big guys when they're in there? Do you stress defense, rebounding, offense? What do you like? What's the one staple you want out of that spot?
Man, I want them to be to put pressure on the offense by rim running in transition. And then I want them to set really great screens and rim run. Like they are, if they will rim run, they will impact the defense by making a second defender have to help. And if a second defender has to help, it's going to create an opening for somebody else. And so they're doing that. And then, catch and finish, and it sounds very simple, but it's hard to do. But we're going to do simple better.
All right. Thanks, Jerome. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, Kellis.
Next question to Alec Bussey from EMA Online.
Hey, Coach. Good afternoon. Thanks for doing this. I guess my question kind of centers around what you said in your opening statement about the team being anxious to hit and practice against someone else, in your words. Do you have any concerns or expectations heading into this that there might be a slow start or anything along those lines?
Well, not at home. I think the excitement of being at home is gonna. We're gonna start fast. I don't mean we'll start well, but we're gonna start fast. And then part of being at home in front of a crowd for the first time is maybe slowing down, not being as fast, taking a deep breath, and not pitching the ball all over the place. And so as a coach, I'm concerned about our turnovers the first game at the start because we are too anxious.
And then to follow up with that, you talked about being a little bit concerned about your turnovers, just being a little anxious with it being the first game. Where has the team been with that in practice, and how confident are you that that's something that can potentially get rectified before the end of the year?
No, well, I'm pretty confident we know how to rectify it. And, the bench does wonders for guys valuing the ball more. And since we have depth, guys, I just don't want one mistake to lead to two. Basketball is a game of mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. We just can't turn it over and then hang our head. We got to sprint back and make the next right play. Those things. And so they're going to happen. But I do feel like we've got enough ball handlers and good basketball players that we can be a low turnover team.
Next question to Arnie Green. Unmute yourself, Arnie.
Sorry about that. Still getting used to this again. Just curious about going into this game. Is there anything in particular you're looking for from your team, and maybe some answers going into the regular season?
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully try and get a better grasp of who we're gonna redshirt and who we're not. Are we better with 3 guards on the floor, or 2 guards and 2 wings? Those are some things that we're gonna look at. But I think more importantly is just to see how these guys respond to fans in the stands. And like the scrimmage we did that was closed, and they didn't, so none of their families could send them text messages to find out why they weren't playing or why they turned down that shot or any of those things. This is going to be their egos for the ones who don't play as much as maybe they thought they were going to play. They're going to have to check their egos and be great teammates and all those. So there's so much that you're looking at in this first opportunity. If you're asking on the floor, I want to find out, what we're better at, as far as what lineups. And then, off the floor is how do our guys respond to playing, not playing, good plays, bad plays, being in the huddle with fans and cheerleaders and the band and all of that, just kind of get that out the way.
You also talked about you have some depth. It looks like anyway on paper you got pretty good versatility too. Is that something you're kind of exploring now? Where different players can fit in different roles? Yeah,
it's it's a work in progress. The good thing about it is, like, in our league, there are a variety of teams. Everybody's not cookie cutter. So some guys who may play a lot one night because of matchups may not play as much the next night because of matchups. But we do have, I feel like we have enough that we could, like, whatever anybody throws at us, we can have an answer for.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Next question to Michael Goins from Go PowerCat.
Hey, Coach, have you been able to identify 1 or 2 of your best ball handlers so far?
Yeah, Marquise Noel and Desi Seals are both terrific ball handlers. They're good playmakers, and they can both make shots, and so that really helps you. Cam Carter is developing and continuing to develop, learning to really value the ball, but he's really shooting it at a high clip right now in practice. So interested to see how that translates to the floor.
And it sounds like you expect to be multifaceted. Do you think you see envision going 9 deep and having kind of some specialty guys?
In the private scrim practice, we played 11, and tomorrow I think we'll probably play 10, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Next question to Ben Boyle.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the scrimmage with SIU. A couple takeaways from that, like what did you like the best and what did you see that you need to work on the most coming out of that?
Well, what we need to work on, continue to work on is our turnovers. We had the kind of turnovers that we've been highlighting in practice, like, hey, we have to get better at these things. Just the first live action, guys reverted to their old habits, and in the first half. The second half, we did a much better job of taking care of the basketball. What I liked was that when the other team made a run, they actually took the lead on us for a little bit. That we didn't panic. We, settled down, regrouped, kept doing what we do, and was able to push the lead back to double digits in the second half. And so that type of maturity I liked seeing that from our guys.
And what would you say, like percentage wise, of your offense, sets, inbounds plays, all of that you've got in right now?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, are we going to be a sets team, or can we just play basketball? Do they know how to play, the right way and with each other, and how much of that? And so, if we can't, then we're going to have to put in more sets. And so how many more? I don't know. How much can this group absorb? Because it's not just about having it in, it's about being able to execute it, and not to be playing and not thinking. And so we're learning all of that right now with the team.